Hey everyone, it's Jen here. I'm down on Vault Beach today with Dan and Jeremy from Three Bays Wildlife Group, and I'm here to talk to them about their amazing idea for some citizen science, I Spy Wildlife in the Three Bays. So yeah, let's see what they've got to say.
I moved to the area about 3 years ago and began to look for things to do in the community and came across this thing called Three Bays Wildlife Group. So I started going along to sea watches just behind me on Dodman Point, went to a few other events, and then eventually have ended up here in front of this camera.
Hi, I'm Jeremy Roberts. So I'm one of the co-founders of Three Bays Wildlife Group, which I set up with Rob Wells a few years ago now. So we're obviously passionate people about nature on our local patch, and that's why we set up Three Bays Wildlife Group, and I'm currently the chairman. Yeah, we set up Three Bays Wildlife Group a few years ago because there wasn't an equivalent group in our area, and we really wanted to join the Cornwall Wildlife Trust Yorkshire Rangers network of groups around the coast. So we thought it'd be a fantastic idea to set up a group looking at nature in our environment from Snostal Bay, Mevagissey Bay and Verrian Bay, and see what we could discover and protect.
I got involved with Three Bays Wildlife Group because I'm an absolute nature nut. And I saw this amazing group of people getting out there, recording stuff, running great events, and I thought I wanted to get involved in that. The way that the I Spy Wildlife Group came about was quite interesting. We were having a meeting with some of the Three Bays members, and it was just before lockdown happened. We began to get a bit nervous about what was going to happen to the group's activities over the next few months. So we had the idea of thinking about a way in which people in our area could share their wildlife sightings, and so the group was born.
Yeah, so after the meeting that we had just before lockdown, we went away and had to come up with a name for the group. We asked our members what would be a good name, and I Spy Wildlife in the Three Bays was born. So we were hoping to achieve many things. The one thing I thought really was it would just be fun. It'd be such a great experience for people to actually go out, spot what was in their gardens, or if they're doing their daily exercise, to show what's around and share it with the local community. And really think, yeah, there's lots of people who really care about nature in the area and are really keen to share their sightings, and it's just been a wonderful experience.
What we were hoping to achieve with the group was to just get a sense of what wildlife was out there that we were all seeing from our bedroom windows or our gardens, or maybe on our daily exercise walks. I'm particularly interested in kind of the changing patterns of wildlife. So it was really great to be able to see the swallows arrive through Facebook rather than out my window, for example. So the I Spy Wildlife Group is a really good way to gather some quite simple but elegant biological data. One good example is this plant that I'm just knelt amongst here. This is called sea sandwort. It's a fairly common coastal succulent that you'll find all around Cornwall. But a couple of months ago, a lady in our group called Sally shared a photo of this gigantic patch of sea sandwort. And those of us who were interested in plants in the group immediately went, wow, that's a big population. So I've been looking for an opportunity to come down here and check it out. We can check the identification, which is good, and then we can make an estimate on the population size, and then we can use that, and I will then go and record it either in AUX or iRecord. So it's a way to give us a lens into local wildlife by using this kind of community. Got these community seekers out there who are off finding stuff, and then we can go and check that and record it properly if it needs. The group's been such a great success from all sorts of different perspectives. It's bound everyone together with a kind of shared love of nature during some pretty difficult times. It's also given us as the group kind of this insight into what's going on in the different communities with regards to wildlife. And it's begun to show people's kind of hobbies. You get some people sharing sightings of seals, some mainly interested in birds, others like me in the plants and flowers. So we've developed this really great dynamic community of sharing stuff.
Yeah, so I think we've actually really surpassed what we initially set out to do with the I Spy Group. We've engaged with a fantastic new audience of people from the local community, and I'm sure we've had fantastic fun sharing our experiences. We've been able to learn. Everyone, I think, has learned something new or something old that they've forgotten. It's just been a fantastic experience.
One of the original ideas behind the I Spy Group was we were keen to come up with a way to relate climate change and wildlife. And we wanted like to look at the timing of natural events. This is called phenology. And so one of the big ideas of this is just noticing things like when the first oaks come into leaf, when the first swallows arrive, when the first daffodils bloom, and so on. And this group is a really useful way to get some indication of that. We can begin to, from our I Spy group, we noticed that the swallows arrived about 2 weeks earlier than last year. It'll be really interesting in 2021 to see what happens. Was this just a bit of a weird year, or is there a pattern of changing seasons and our relationship with wildlife?
So Facebook itself is actually quite a good recording tool because we end up with a record of what people have seen, and then we'll be able to compare that again to next year's photos that people have posted. So that in itself is quite exciting, and you can refer back to it. Some of the things we do though, we do refer people to some of the national surveys, and they can put that data into that. Obviously, we refer people to the Cornwall and our City Record Centre and other recording methods. One of the other things we do, which is quite interesting, is if we see something interesting, we can get people to go out and record it and see if they've seen it. For instance, I was quite keen to see if anyone had seen any green hair-streaked butterflies. We recorded on our local butterfly translator. Lo and behold, people then started to send me pictures of the green hair-streaked butterfly, so we could get an idea of the local population on our patch. So really great recording tool, many ways you can use it, and we look forward to seeing how the results evolve over the years and compare the differences. So we've got really lots of fantastic posts, and it's really hard to choose a favourite one. So I'll maybe mention a couple really, which I thought really inspired the group. One was some of the red kite sightings that we had in our patch, and people said, what's that, and people didn't even know a red kite existed, or we had them in Cornwall, so that was exciting. But what was really cool is then they kept popping up as the red kites were moving down the coast in our patch, so people were tracking them as they moved down and as they moved back up, and I thought that was a pretty cool thing to do. Other things that are great about it is the actual diverse amount of people that are posting. So we've got some kids doing it, we've even got one of our local MPs posting, so that's quite cool when you see posts coming from different people. So yeah, lots of really fantastic posts, some really strange one. Who knew that squid eggs looked really funny on the beach, looked like some alien had landed. What else was cool? Obviously I really like bumblebees and butterflies, so it's really great to get a record of them around. But yeah, there's really been a lot of cool and fascinating posts, so it really is hard to choose a favourite.
It's so hard to choose a favourite post, so I think I'll talk about a couple. I really enjoyed when the small tortoiseshells started turning up, because we'd hear just this kind of beep, 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 small tortoiseshell, St. Hugh, small tortoiseshell, Mevagissey. Similarly, in that second week of April, you might remember it's beautiful sunshine when the swallows arrived. Just swallow, 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 and that really joyful moment when they turn up each year. But personally, I've really enjoyed seeing the rare stuff show up, or the unexpected stuff. So we had a turtle dove a couple of weeks ago at a place called Kessel near Helligan. These things are really rare and mostly in the southeast of England, so it's great to see one of them turn up. And then also a super rare fungus called Clathrus, which looks like kind of alien fingers emerging out of the ground from an alien egg, and that was found at Helligan Gardens. So we've seen the weird, wonderful, as well as all the kind of common and beautiful stuff.
So on behalf of Three Bays Wildlife, we'd both like to say really a big thank you to all the I Spies out there who's been helping drive this group forward during lockdown, and we really appreciate your posts. Thank you very much, and yeah, let's keep making it a success. Yeah, well done, I Spies.
We've had such fun with the I Spy Wildlife Group in the Three Bays. We'd love to encourage all the other wildlife groups in Cornwall to get involved and set up your own group. You don't have to call it the same thing, but we'd love it if you did. And it would give you an amazing picture of all the weird and wonderful wildlife that we've got in Cornwall.
Yep, so just get out there, guys, and just do it. Have fun doing it as well. If you need any information, contact me and Dan, and we'll be more than happy to help you. Yeah. So good luck with it all. Cheers.
Well, I think we can all agree that was fantastic to hear. Just shows what a massive difference a community and group can make in their local area. So I think everyone should get involved, and like they said, any wildlife groups that want to get involved can get in touch for more information and how to set up their group. And happy I Spy July, everyone!